Hi, I'm Shikha Seghal. I lead Partner Technology Management for Assistant on Mobile and Web. My team directly works with hundreds of partners across the globe to help them build high-quality assistant experiences. We have closely worked with these partners, have learned their use cases, understood developer pain points, what works for their users and what doesn't. We have incorporated all these learnings into the App Actions product that I am very excited to share with you today. I have with me my product manager, Adam.
Yes, thank you, Shikha. I'm Adam Coimbra. I'm a PM working on integrating Android apps with the Google Assistant. I've worked with Shikha for a long time, bringing partners into the Assistant. And like her, I'm very excited about the opportunity that App Actions brings to create compelling user experiences and deliver value to developers with a low-lift integration.
We are thrilled about the potential innovation we can do together with you in this space. I hope you enjoyed the keynote and learned about our vision for Google Assistant on mobile. We want to make the journeys users already do on their phones faster and easier. Our goal is for users to express their intent naturally and for us to fulfill the outcome seamlessly. Developers and partners like you play a crucial role in this vision. To help you bring your existing Android apps to Google Assistant, we created App Actions. It's a tool that allows users to fast forward into your app's key functionality with voice. Let me share some key use cases. First, and the most common one, is open your app or open parts of your app and even search within your app. A lot of users use this. For example, like me, if you love to look at your photos, you can simply say open photos. This comes in especially handy if you are on the go. Next, your users can access core app journeys with no taps or typing, thus reducing friction. So if you want to order food, you can simply say, "Hey Google, order Italian food on Postmates." It will remember the query you asked, in this case, Italian food, so you won't have to type it again. Finally, you can also add differentiated journeys which are unique to your app. For example, a lot of us are hiking these days. Instead of going to your phone, searching to find the app amongst the several apps that you have, you can simply say, "Hey Google, start my hike with all trails," and you go right in. Isn't it cool to be able to do all this through voice? If you have tried to build for voice or for a conversation platform before, you may have seen how time-consuming and challenging it can be. With App Actions, we strive to make the developer experience easy for you. It is a simple integration and it is available for all Android apps today. Now, why simple? There are multiple reasons. First, you can leverage the investment and the time you have already put in your Android app, its functionality, and extend it to Google Assistant. It will allow your users to start a conversation with your app in a natural and seamless way. We take care of all the heavy lifting and natural language understanding. You do not need to build anything new. Second, you can use the developer tools that you are already familiar with, such as Android Studio, so not much additional ramp-up time needed. Finally, it takes on an average of few days of development time from start to launch. You heard me right. Not weeks, not months, just a few days. We have put in a lot of effort in the last year towards ensuring that this developer experience is faster and simpler for you. You can build and even test right in your Android app. we have integrated our App Actions test tool within Android Studio. And finally, you can just add it to your next app release. So fast time to market. Once you integrate, Google Assistant can proactively suggest your app to your users for re-engagement across Google Assistant. Now let's jump right into how you can integrate with App Actions.
Great. Let's start with a set of experiences that really apply across all Android apps. The simplest way to use Assistant with an app is to ask Assistant to open that app. For example, you might say, "Open YouTube," and be taken to the YouTube app. This is something that's available for all Android apps and without any additional effort from app developers. Today, millions of users already open apps with Assistant. We're excited to take this a step further and help users speed up more tasks that they do every day across their apps. So we're introducing two new common user journeys for app actions: opening pages in apps and searching inside apps. These are two common tasks that people do on their mobile phones all the time. Searching in apps is something we're all very familiar with. Looking up videos in YouTube, finding my personal photos in Google Photos, and many more examples. For example, Etsy enabled searching inside apps so that you can say, "Find hanging planters on Etsy," and immediately be taken into the app to see the search results. Just like Shikha described, adding any app action is very simple. You simply add an actions.xml file into your app and share a deep link with the assistant in a way that it can semantically understand. Here you see an example for searching an app where the actions.xml file registers for the get thing built-in intent and maps it to a search deep link. Another very common task is opening a specific page in an app. With this feature, common places in apps like menus, settings, history, and notifications can all be easily made available through voice. For example, you can say, "Show my watch history on YouTube," to be taken to the appropriate section in the app. Once again, this integration is as simple as providing the correct set of deep links in your actions.xml file. We're very excited about all three of these experiences and hope that you will implement searching and opening pages in apps today. Now, in order to make your app truly accessible via voice, we need to go deeper than these common journeys. We believe that users should be able to use Assistant to access the core functionality inside of your app. Now, each app has very different core functionality, and Assistant needs to understand this wide range of use cases in order to connect users' requests to the correct place in your app. That's why we created a catalog of built-in intents for core app journeys. We started with just 4 categories, but today we're excited to announce the catalog expanding to 60 plus built-in intents, covering more than 10 app categories. For example, Wish made it easier for their users to quickly start purchases using our shopping built-in intents. You can see the user saying, "Hey Google, buy flower pots on Wish." As you can see, this follows the same easy implementation path in actions.xml. All you need to do is connect the appropriate app deep link to the appropriate built-in intent. Now, let's hear about Postmates and their experience leveraging the food ordering built-in intents.
Thanks so much, Adam and Shikha. Hi, everyone. I'm Michael, and I work on App Actions as part of the Google Assistant Partnerships team. And I'm really excited today to be joined by Garrett Gaudini, product lead focused on consumer at Postmates. Hi, Garrett, and welcome, first of all, to this virtual event. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you guys do at Postmates?
Thank you, Michael. I've been lucky where I've had a chance to work on some really cool products throughout my career. And I get passionate about solving hard and valuable problems. And that's what brought me to Postmates. When you think of everything that needs to happen, after you place that order, getting it all the way through to your door and having everything be perfect, even the temperature, there's a lot of problems to solve, and it's very complex.
Yeah, definitely can imagine that. Speaking of conversation today is going to be Postmates experience integrating their app into the Google Assistant using App Actions. So to get started, we would love to know how Postmates began to prioritize voice and why you chose to build on the Google Assistant, and what specific problems were you trying to solve here?
First of all, we were excited to work with Google again. We did the integration for Google food ordering and wanted to build on that phenomenal success and wanted to get Postmates and Google into a new surface area. And Google Assistant made a lot of sense. Innovation is really part of Postmates DNA, and so the chance to build in this new emerging space, there was just a lot of excitement around that.
Mhm.
And then when you think of Google Assistant, and it's really a new way for users to get into the Android app. And when we think of that top of funnel, that was a lot of the problems we were trying to solve, was how to get more people into the top of our funnel. And then once they get in there, how to get them further through. And in some cases, even remove the taps. Because when you think of creating an order, there's a lot of taps to get all the way through those actions. And so if we could reduce those taps, that would be a win. And finally, at Postmates, it's really important when you think of the developers' excitement about a project. I brought this up with our team. They all just their eyes lit up, and they were super jazzed to dig in on this one. So that it got the green light really fast.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's always great to hear when the developers are really excited about such a project. That makes us feel really proud as well. Can you tell me a little bit more about the development process itself? How was that for you guys?
It was really straightforward. I could tell that you have a mature platform and process. And so we had a clear understanding of the problems that we were trying to solve, and how to translate those into the intents that we wanted to build. For us, it was around leaning in on things that are already happening in our app, like reordering. We know that's a really easy flow. Yeah. It's also a high percentage of our orders are reorders. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to include that in our work. And then when you think of the delivery and where along the flow you could have some problems, it's around tracking. And so. Okay. When you think of, when that order is out for delivery and you're expecting it in just a few minutes or so, how do we make sure that, you could jump into that tracking flow easily and reduce the taps to get there?
Right.
Also the team. So I really want to mention the team that we worked with and their response time. So whenever our developers had any questions, emails are responded to within minutes. Not something I expect, but that's sort of what happened. Mm-hmm. And whenever we found some bugs along the way, they were fixed immediately in developer time. It was really just a few days before we were able to do a demo in front of a larger team at Postmates. And I have to say, once we did that, then the excitement for the project kind of reached even a new level.
Yeah, nice. Sounds great. And then now maybe to switch gears a little bit and look at the vertical from a higher level. How do you think does voice relate to the food ordering industry in particular? What kind of food ordering specific features would you like to see in the future maybe?
Sure. When you think of the food ordering space, it's really a natural fit for voice. So you already have this rich set of content that's well-structured data. We have hundreds of thousands of menus. We have millions of items. So it's now just a question of how do we get that content ready for a conversation between the user and the device. How do we go from a one-directional command to Google Assistant and getting that more towards a conversation where Google Assistant is, picking up on those commands and confirming and even asking more questions. Things like, would you like avocado? What type of beans do you want on that burrito? And that will get us deeper into that funnel along that path of really, starting and completing the order without ever touching a device.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, thanks for sharing your vision. I think that's quite interesting for the industry as a whole as well. And maybe the last question then, now that you have launched this feature, how will you, first of all, raise awareness for it among your user base? And then second of all, how will you measure success of this initiative?
We measure everything. And so, for us, we even before we start projects, we have all the metrics, of course, that we're our success metrics that we're looking to move. And so for us, it's really about engagement. As I mentioned, how are users engaging with the voice intents? Which ones are they engaging with most often? And measuring that activity. And then what's happening after they land into the app? If they ask to order a burrito, did they actually order that burrito, for example? And then finally, how successful was it when you think of when you look at incidents and customer contacts? Did these orders have issues? And really digging into making sure they were a success.
Well, Garrett, thanks so much for taking the time today. It's been really impressive to see you guys on this journey, and it's honestly, for us as Google, pretty cool to be on this journey with you. So thanks again for your time. Thanks again for working with us on this, and all the best for the future.
What you saw from Postmates was pretty cool, right? Now we have identified top use cases in 10 key verticals, and you can easily access them through 60 built-in intents. We have modeled them for you to capture the most common user phrases. And we continue to add to these and improve the experiences as we get more feedback from you and observe our users' behavior. We announced finance, ride-sharing, food ordering, and fitness verticals last year. And based on your feedback, we have now extended these to social, communications, shopping, productivity, travel, and games. So as we worked with developers, it was really fun to figure out their right use cases and seeing them come to life. We want to reenact that experience for you now. Let's see how easy it is for a product manager and an engineer to implement app actions.
Right. So as I mentioned, I'm a PM, but actually I've always wanted to be an engineer. So Shikha, would you mind wearing the PM hat for today?
Sure. Let's say I am a product manager at Fit Actions. It is a fitness app which helps users to work out on the go, track their workouts, and display stats. They can even set challenges. It's key for my product to let users track their fitness activity, so important for us as we are currently working from home. Now, this is an already available functionality on my Android app. Let's see how we can extend it to Assistant using app actions.
Sounds good. So it sounds like we need to enable a fitness tracking use case with app actions. Well, we have the built-in intent catalog for app actions, and we can take a look through that and see if the fitness use case is supported. If we can find it, then we'll be able to set up a built-in intent that will allow Assistant to automatically map many different types of user requests to our app. And it looks like there is a start exercise built-in intent that fits our use case perfectly.
Awesome, Adam. It says the query examples are start my run, track my hike, which sounds perfect for our users. So,
way ahead of you, all we have to do is go into Android Studio, add the actions.xml file, and create an action implementing the start exercise built-in intent. Then we can use the App Actions test tool, which is built into Android Studio, to preview the experience and see how it works on a real phone.
this looks perfect, and our users will be delighted to use this on their go when they are ready to run or hike. What about setting our workout challenges? Our users love this functionality and will be excited to use it through voice. What we can do in this case is to use custom intent. So we can create our own intent and provide examples of query patterns that users may say. We can map this functionality into our app's deep link, exactly similar to how we did for built-in intents before. So custom intents will allow us to extend this differentiated functionality, very unique to our app, and extend it to Assistant.
Awesome. And when we visit the custom intent developer documentation, it confirms that they'll be perfect for this use case. And the syntax, as you said, is very similar to the built-in intents that we declared before. Taking a look, we can see that in Android Studio, we add another action in actions.xml, this time defining a custom intent name instead of a built-in intent. The main difference is that we map the intent to a set of example query patterns that we've written, which is where we define the ways that users might trigger this intent. For example, we've added check challenges and check challenges of a particular type.
Awesome. So let's see how it all comes together. I can now set a workout challenge, which takes me directly into the exact content on my fitness app. And this was so simple that even my product manager could build it. Now let's hear directly from one of our partners, Discord, about how they utilize this custom intents functionality. We have Megan from our partnerships team and Prachi Gupta, the head of engineering from Discord. On to you, Megan.
Thanks, Adam and Shikha, for kicking us off with that overview of custom intents. Hi, everyone. I'm Megan Cummins Grace, and I work on product partnerships at Google Assistant. I'm really excited to be joined today by Prachi Gupta, who heads up engineering at Discord, one of the leading apps for talking with your communities and friends. Prachi, why don't you introduce yourself and share a little bit about your journey to Discord?
Hi everybody, I'm Prachi Gupta and it's great to be with all of you today. For over a decade, I've been building products that fulfill my personal passion of creating communities through conversation. And earlier this summer, I was thrilled to join Discord to lead engineering. I was really drawn to the team's dedication to bringing millions of people around the world together to talk, and I'm excited to be able to continue that mission.
And that focus on building community and fostering communication feels more meaningful now than ever before. Discord has been a lifesaver for keeping in touch with certain friend groups, especially given we haven't been able to get together in person lately. And now, thanks to Discord's App Actions implementation, I can jump right into my favorite channel or send a message on the app using the Google Assistant.
That's right.
So, Prachi, let's dig in a little bit to your team's experience integrating App Actions. To start, can you tell us a bit about why Discord chose to build for Google Assistant?
Sure. So from the very beginning, voice has been core to what makes Discord different. Discord was initially developed to make it easier to talk to friends before, during, and after playing online games. And this wasn't just by texting, it was by using voice channels to talk to friends in real time. And flash forward to today, millions of people use Discord to talk to their friends about a lot more than just playing games, and voice remains a big focus for us. Integrating Google Assistant gives us a great new way for users to engage with our service while being completely natural to how they already use Discord. Honestly, it was a no-brainer for us.
That's awesome. And it really does feel like a natural extension of your app, which is one of the many reasons we were so excited to join forces on this. So what exactly did your team build here?
Well, we focus on a few basics like sending a message, as well as some custom actions that we think will be useful for our Discord mobile users, like creating or joining a select server or channel, as you can see in the demo.
Cool. And you mentioned custom actions just now. After launching App Actions at last year's Google I/O, we heard from developers who wanted to support unique use cases that we didn't yet offer built-in intents for. So we developed tools to allow partners to create custom intents so that they can support the use cases that matter the most to them. How did your team use custom intents here?
Absolutely. So there are built-in intents for a lot of our users' common in-app journeys, but we were able to leverage custom intents for a few special use cases that we knew our users would really want. As you know, one of the most powerful things about Discord is its organized communication. Someone typically has a server with multiple channels in it, and probably even is part of multiple servers. So we used custom intents to make sure users can drop straight into these areas of our app with voice, which we think will be incredibly useful for our mobile users in particular.
Totally. It'll be so nice to jump right to a specific channel. And of course, we love hearing that Discord was able to take advantage of some of these newer tools and found them helpful. How was the rest of the development experience? Start to finish, did this require a lot of investment from your team, or was it pretty straightforward?
Development was actually super easy across the board. It only took our lead developer a few days to get this designed and developed. And it also helped that Discord already had a good amount of existing deep linking code in place.
Right, that definitely helps. And I'm glad to hear it was a smooth process. Implementing App Actions now is super exciting, but I imagine it's only one of the ways Discord is planning to go deeper with voice. What comes next here? Where else do you see Discord investing when it comes to bringing voice into their experience?
Well, integrating with Google Assistant through App Actions is a great first step towards investing further in voice on mobile. It'll make it even easier for mobile users to hop in and out of channels, switch servers, and hang out with friends on Discord. But looking ahead, we want to be a best-in-class voice app. Today, we are seeing exciting growth in mobile and international usage, and a wider range of communities and friends join our service. But that also means we have to continuously improve our core functionality and the overall mobile experience. Having really clear voice quality is another big priority for us across all platforms. So you're going to see us continue to invest in high-quality noise suppression.
That's great. Lots of exciting stuff to come. Thanks so much, Prachi. It's been great chatting with you and hearing how Discord's app action came to be. I can't wait to use it. And again, we're really excited to partner with your team on this.
Thank you. It was great to speak with you too. We can't wait for our users to try it out. I think they're going to love it.
That was awesome. To recap, App Actions allows users to fast forward into your key functionality with voice. It's a simple integration that is available for all Android apps and can be completed in a few days. By implementing App Actions, your app becomes eligible for re-engagement across the assistant, and we'll hear all about that in our next session with Preeti. We're super excited about App Actions and the awesome experiences that we're going to create when we bring your Android apps together with the Google Assistant.
Thank you.